If you click on this video, it's not by chance, this is God's will. God says today that you are healed because of the stripes on Jesus. Other truths about your health are worth considering. I am in charge of your life. As I knelt at the stake and took the stripes for every illness and injury you would get in your life, I thought about your health. The way your healing comes from the past. It's not up to me to decide for each person whether to heal. Today, the same act that saved God's people also helps you get better. Did I not say, whoever wants? If, as some people think, I don't want to heal everyone, then their thinking means I don't want to save everyone either. The Father says that this is a lie that comes from the bottom of hell. Pay attention to what I say instead of what hard experience has to say. Either you will accept and follow my word, or you will give in to the lies that failure and experience in these areas may lead you to believe. Get in touch with me when you're upset. Seek me when you are being physically abused. Restoration is what keeps you alive. Your past gives you the ability to heal. The cross made sure that your body would be healed. I've already paid the fee, and there aren't any complicated faith requirements I need to meet before I can experience your miracle. Through the crucifixion, I met all the requirements for your salvation. Tell your mind and doubtful thoughts to be quiet, and come to me with a simple heart and a sense of expectation that you will be delivered and healed. The Father promises that you will not be left out. Approach as if you were a woman who is bleeding, and grab the edge of my presence that is currently surrounding you. Not because of their status, but because of their faith. Your faith may come true, and my presence will have an effect, which will change your situation and facilitate your healing. God says today that when He sent Jesus to earth, it was so that He could take on your illnesses. You don't have to carry the weight that I carried on the cross for Christ. I am neither the cause of illness nor the one who made it happen. In my presence, no illness can last. I do not use sickness or pain to punish or control you. Being exposed to a damaged natural world can make you sick. Get to where I am quickly. Do not let people who are misleading you think that I get any kind of pleasure from pain or bad luck. Bad luck doesn't happen to me, and I don't use bad luck to boost my status. Wait for my kindness to come through. Get rid of the beliefs that make you feel bad about the pain I went through on the cross for you. I will never say no to what the cross says. I don't value being sick or hurt. I came into the world so that you could have life and more of it. While some say the opposite, it's interesting that people who say I make people sick don't choose to get sick themselves. Stop being so hypocritical. People who say I'm elevated in poverty aren't willing to be homeless themselves. The Father says that fun and games are over. Don't think those things. Instead, let me take on the form I created in Christ during His time on earth when He fully atoned for your well-being, your food, and my divine purpose in your life. He says, "This is your portion, therefore, rejoice and be assured that your health is rapidly improving, enabling you to live, rejoice, and celebrate my goodness in the land of the living." Today, God wants to know if you are ready to be changed. I'm writing the word transformation all over your life. There should be no fear or worry about this. There is no such thing as bad change, there is only good change. Even though I am the unchangeable God, I want you to accept that you are always changing. Are you ready to make this place your permanent home today? Allow others to leave, and keep going. You have an experience waiting for you. I am leading you away from limits, restrictions, and denial and toward my boundlessness, my grace, and the wealth of my goodness in your life. The Father tells us to keep our hands off of everything. Get rid of the negative thoughts and relationships that are holding you back from reaching your goals. Don't believe any false responsibilities or guilt that other people try to put on you. The Father says, "You are innocent because I have cleansed you. Your file has been erased. If I've forgiven you, why would you let someone use your past against you? Let go of the past. Give gifts, forgive, and set people free. Bless even the people who have hurt you and slandered you." The Father says that you can give gifts because I am increasing my goodness in your life beyond what you could have imagined. God says today, you must ask me for something. You have longed, wanted, and asked. Now is the time to ask. Ask for something, and you'll get it. If you hit the door hard enough, it will give way. Search, and I'll show you the wealth that has been set aside for you since the beginning of time. This is who I am and what I'm here to do. You have to decide if you want to accept me on my terms or listen to the views of people who don't know how much I could help you. Some people have said that it's not right for you to ask me for what your heart wants. It's okay to ask, dear one. Stop listening to other people's interpretations of the Bible and listen to my words. I don't need your approval or validation for the promises I made to you today. Choose to be clear before me. I know what's going on in your mind, in the hidden parts of your heart, and what's inside. Even though I know all of this, my love for you doesn't change. Even though I've been through darkness and war, my love for you never fades. I know the shame and loss you're going through, but my love for you never changes, and I gave you heaven's best before you were born. What other gift or blessing would I refuse you now if I didn't hold back the only begotten? Come up to me, my dear, and take the gift I'm giving you for free. If you look at my face, you will change into someone who looks like me. Within me is the power, glory, and change you want. God told us today that He doesn't want to do anything on earth without your help. I call you an initial participant and an eager contributor. Are you ready to move into a new area of involvement with me? Asks the Father. Are you ready to give up where you are now and what you've been through, accept what I am giving you now? The Father wants you to enjoy the present moment. Faith is what makes things happen that you can't see or understand. The Father wants you to let go of your faith and focus on the things you can see right now. Take pleasure in the core of my present promise to you. Accept my whole essence right now and let its wealth fall down your cheeks, feeling the sweetness of my loyalty in your life. Yes, I understand that this goes against what you taught, the Father says. Decide today to get rid of the weak and dead religion that is full of limits, hopelessness, and failure. I have not called you to fail. Instead, I want you to rise above as a winner. Are you going to accept the good report? Anything is possible if you believe. All you have to do is have faith, accept my word, and act on it. Today is the start of a new season, which will be marked by the gifts you brought. Accept this truth and see it as the way things are for you in my kingdom. Before the video continues, please like the video, share it with your family and write Amen in comment. This day, God tells you that He is giving you plenty. I am letting a flood of good things happen in your life. Getting rid of all restrictions and negative thoughts is the only way to stop being limited. Limitations come from believing they are true. In what ways are you limited? The same things happen in heaven as they do on earth. Being that I have no limits means that you do too. Since I'm not limited, you are not limited either. Are you more likely to believe the facts or the opinions of other people? Will you believe what I said in my word? Just believe. Resurrection is your inheritance, says the Father. Salvation is your inheritance. What you get is your share. The Father tells you that today is the start of a new life. You are going beyond the limits of Chronos and into the plenty of Kairos. Right now is your time of plenty, a lot of good things and enough food, thanks to what I gave the cross for you. Turn away from the doctrine of limitation and people who have made a deal with spiritual death and doubt. I give you the promise of life. I offer you a lot of life. Are you ready to start experiencing more abundantly right away? Merely believing is not what I want for you. I want you to experience it, and today is the start of that time. God says today, I am making fun of the jerk in your life. The person who is acting as the mocker is being found out and made to fail right now. You have been blamed and slandered, but the Father says, I call you beloved. Even though others will hate you, criticize you, and falsely blame you, you will keep going and win. I will show the divine review of what people have said in secret meetings. They will come up to you shaking with shame and guilt because I punished those who dared to touch the apple of my eye. You are loved by me, and I give you this sign of my affection. You will win the approval of people who matter. Even though many people have tried to discredit you and your story, I will support and strengthen you. The Father shouts happiness. Enjoy your happiness, my dear, because the troll will be quieted as long as you trust me and let me be your protector and champion during this tough time. God says, even though you see things through a dim lens and only partially understand them, I am still showing you all of my blessings in your life. The Father wants you to bring all of heaven's glory into your life. As the saying goes, as in heaven, so on earth. Your testimony, which is kept in the celestial records, is written as on earth, so in heaven. Give up the inferior way of thinking. Get past the limited view of information that says my promise is different from your reality. Didn't I say in my words that you would experience and understand? The Father wants you to keep your heart open with hope. The Father tells you to consciously let your heart open. I promise that those who know me will be very strong and do amazing things. Allow my word to be the only thing that limits your faith today. Deeply trust that I will keep my promise. The Father says, I want you to fully use everything I have made available to you through the blood of Calvary. Do not worry that any promise I make to you will not be kept in your daily life. No sickness. There is no lack. There is no sign of an injury. there was no mental pain. This means that every tear has been dried and that you are celebrating your life today, remembering all the good things that happened to you 2,000 years ago. Today, God tells us to try to get things back to normal. I promised in my word that you would do the same things I do. You will do even better things than I did, since I have risen from being mortal to sitting at the right hand of supreme power. The Father says that no part of being a son has been kept from you while you were on earth. During the time my son lived on earth, I kept nothing from him and gave him a lot of the Spirit. This is the same Spirit that I made available to you when you were a person. The Father says, receive my Spirit today. The Spirit that was given to you is equal to the Spirit that appeared above Jesus as a dove and said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." Beloved, you can feel my deep pleasure, just like my son did when he stood in front of John the Baptist at the Jordan River. Tell your eyes to make sense. When you look up at the sky, notice the dove that surrounds you in all situations. The goal you have is to be loved. For today's challenge, your goal is to get through it knowing that the best tools in heaven are open to anyone who puts my kingdom first. This is the promise and all-encompassing good thing about my kindness today. God tells us that today is a new day. Today is the start of something new. In my plans, I am likely to give you a second chance since you asked for one. The Father says that His original and most important plan for your life is still open to you. Do not let the doubters' comments make you feel less important. I don't hold a grudge against you, and I'm not keeping anything from you. I have no feelings of sadness toward you at all. I never question anything other than the Lamb who sits on your heart when I look at you. Since the Lamb deserves it, you deserve it too. The Lamb deserves everything, so how can people who don't know me think I would refuse you anything good? So, taste my kindness. Get ready for your trust in me to make the most important parts of your requests come true. According to the Father, He is not just someone who meets our basic needs. He is not a food stamp God. I am going to be kind to all of you. Your basic needs will be met, and your deepest wishes will come true. Give up the theology of doubt that has given such a false picture of my kindness. Because I love you no matter what, I won't hold back anything that shows all of my kindness and grace, which are poured out on you in huge amounts today. Today, God tells me to stay rooted in His kindness. Some may wither and fail, but you can choose to sink your roots deep into the aquifers, which are where my gifts are stored. I am your renewal and the deep source from which you will find renewal when everyone else has given up and given in to hopelessness. I declare that you are qualified. You are someone I love. You can get all the perks today. No required amount of time must pass. That is the enemy's trick. Say in your heart, today is the day of salvation. Are you ready to accept this answer? Now is all I have to offer you, says the Father. So, have hope right now. Say out loud, I possess my Father's goodness now, and notice that a now manifestation will come from this present affirmation. Follow what the Father says. Have faith that I am who I say I am and that I am here with you right now to show you how faithful I am. Take in all of the essence of my present resource. As As you stand under the flood of my faithfulness, let it bring back your shattered hopes and dreams from the past. This is your time, and this is the hour when I will renew and repair everything you gave me to get ready for that day, even my present season, which I make known to you. Before the video continues, I request you to comment Amen and please help me by doing super thanks. Your support means a lot to us. Today, God tells me to stay rooted in His kindness. Some may wither and fail, but you can choose to sink your roots deep into the aquifers, which are where my gifts are stored. I am your renewal and the deep source from which you will find renewal when everyone else has given up and given in to hopelessness. I declare that you are qualified. You are someone I love. You can get all the perks today. No required amount of time must pass. That is the enemy's trick. Say in your heart, today is the day of salvation. Are you ready to accept this answer? Now is all I have to offer you, says the Father. So, have hope right now. Say out loud, I possess my Father's goodness now, and notice that a now manifestation will come from this present affirmation. Follow what the Father says. Have faith that I am who I say I am and that I am here with you right now to show you how faithful I am. Take in all of the essence of my present resource. As you stand under the flood of my faithfulness, let it bring back your shattered hopes and dreams from the past. This is your time, and this is the hour when I will renew and repair everything you gave me to get ready for that day, even my present season, which I make known to you. Today, God tells you to stay strong in your faith. Remember to be consistent with your standards. I will not let you down. I will not budge from my promise to stay in your life at all costs. You don't need to look at the unfinished answers that haven't come through yet and misrepresent them as if they cover all of my responsibilities. There will be no doubt about what I do in your life. You won't have to change or understand events to fit with what I said I would do. Have I not explained, and will I not keep my promise? Have I not said anything, and will I not do what I said? The Father says that He is not keeping anything from you. You don't have to convince me of my goodness for your own sake. The blood of the cross is the ink on my letter to you, telling you I want to bless you. Don't try to figure out why the enemy acts in random ways while he thinks about fear and failure. Why would someone focus on the failed plan of an enemy that has already been defeated? The Father says, I am your victory. Your victory depends on my victory. Today, I'd like to invite you into myself in a new way, into the safe realm of my kindness. It doesn't matter if other people have tried and failed. On your right, 1,000 will fall, and on your left, 10,000. But it will not come near you. You have been named the apple of my eye. I will punish for life anyone who touches you or hurts you in any way. You will feel my protected and kind hand, and others will see my goodness in your life. They will be glad to see a God in the land of the living who is merciful to everyone who calls on His name. Today, God says that your busy and practical faith makes the law of supply work in your life. The Father says that fear is not practical, but trust is. If you are my favorite and the lucky kid in my flock, then fear is not right for you. The enemy will not be able to hurt you because I claim you as mine. Your story will show how seed, fruit, and harvest happen over and over again. The plowman will now be stronger than the mower, and the seeds you planted will now bear fruit before they even get to the ground. In this way, the Father tells us to laugh. Show the conviction-filled laughs. Try to laugh like Sarah did, because she knew that the unlikely would become the norm and that her greatest hopes would now come true. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Should I help you develop the wish you long for instead of making it come true? Is it possible for me to get to the point of delivery without giving birth? The Father shouts happiness because you are on the path of my trustworthiness. You will be incredibly happy when everything I promised comes true. God says today, my thoughts are actively affecting and manifesting in your life with great power. I'm changing and rearranging your life so that you can have a bumper crop of gifts and provisions. I am the water that comes from the rock. I am the manna that you will find every morning on your land. Have the faith to go to sleep tonight and wake up the next morning knowing that my kindness is waiting for the gathering. I have planned this experience just for you, to realize that you are the sheep of my pasture and that I am the shepherd who takes you to rest in the green pastures and drink from the calm streams. Please don't give up or lose hope. Avoid being scared off by the enemy's false threats. He is the father of lies and can't do anything else without lying. Has the enemy made threats? If so, will he not be defeated? Has he shown anger? If so, will I not calm him down in your life by making a promise to always be there for you? Fear is a trick used by the enemy, so don't give in to it. Not to worry, because I am a strong support that is ready to keep you safe. I will wipe out the enemy and keep you safe and sound with the very spirit of who I am in you today. God says He doesn't want to do anything on earth without your help. I choose you today to be the first person to receive my spirit and fully participate in its development. Although some people won't drink my wine or eat my bread, what does that matter to you now that I've invited you to my table? The angels who are meant to be with you will help you every day, if that's what it takes, to get to where you belong. I will be your source of nourishment and recreation as each day calls for it. The need to gather resources is unnecessary because my devotion is enough. There will be no problems with you. The Father says, today, eat from my table and enjoy its richness and sweetness. I represent the wholeness that will completely satisfy you, making sure that you never lack joy, peace, or provision in any part of your life. The Father says that He doesn't see any spiritual or special meaning in pain. You are whole because of the pain of the cross. Say in your heart, the cross suffices, and let it reverberate deeply in the depths of your soul. Then you will start to include the full price of Calvary in every part of your life. This is your part, and this is what I want, that you fully accept everything that the Son's death has made possible for you in this life and the next. The divine declaration says, I am without limits. This means that you are without limits too. Do you think this is true? Do not be afraid. I told the synagogue leader who came up to me with his sick daughter, just believe. Expectations should only be based on your faith in me. There is no way to fail. You will not be turned down either, just like I will not be turned down. My punctuality will make sure you're on time. With divine speed, you are moving toward the goal I promised you. Hold on to your faith that what you've given me will be done. Listen to my voice and move forward, even if the road seems unlikely or impossible to get through. The Father says, I am the God of the possible. Now is your time to move forward and do great things in my name. Expect that my name will be a strong refuge for you when you feel defeated, tired, and emotionally empty. My word will give you strength and food, and you can face the giants in your area knowing that my right hand is there to help you beat them all. Don't trust the false promises of people who only want to take advantage of you for their gain. Before video ends, I request you to help me by doing super thanks. Because I don't have house and I have to make my new house.